Good evening and welcome to the February 2nd Town of Penfield Legislative Town Board meeting. I'd like to call this meeting to order at 7:02 and ask everyone to rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'd like to ask our town clerk to call the roll, please.
Cinti.
Aye.
Draw.
Here.
Cole is absent. Lee is absent. Ockenden.
Here.
Great. Thank you very much. I'd like to move on to communications and announcements. First, I'll ask the town clerk if you have any announcements.
I do, thank you, Madam Supervisor. The Penfield Ecumenical Food Shelf is a supplemental food relief organization serving the 14526 and 14625 zip codes, in addition to families of children in the Penfield School District. If you are in need of food, please call the Food Shelf at 585-234-0799. Please leave a message and a volunteer will return your call. Do not email a request. We are open weekly on Wednesdays. Fresh produce, eggs, and baked goods are distributed weekly. We also distribute non-perishable food once every 2 months by appointment only. The most needed items at this time are canned pineapple rings, pancake mix, pancake syrup, applesauce, jelly and jams, shampoo and conditioners, laundry detergent, and mayonnaise. You may also call the Food Shelf if you would like to make a donation, and the number again is 585-234-0799. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks again to everyone who does support the Penfield Ecumenical Food Shelf. They've been able to do such great work largely because of the generosity of this community, so I know they're very appreciative. Councilman Ockenden, any announcements?
No announcements, thank you.
And Councilperson Draw?
No announcements.
Okay. I just have one that I'll make on behalf of Councilperson Cole, who couldn't be here. I just want to alert everyone that on February 18th, the Penfield Rec Center, in partnership with Browncroft Community Church and the Girl Scouts, will have their annual Family Winter Snow Night out. It should be a full moon. We might be able to see it. And it'll be February 18th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. The Trails Committee will also be offering hikes every half hour starting at 6:30. In Harris Wayland Park, there'll be an easier course and a little more challenging course. Additionally, depending on snow, there'll be sledding, snow sculptures, and of course hot chocolate, which is definitely not dependent on snow. And music and entertainment and activities. So really mark your calendar. If you have children, this is a family-friendly event, and we'd love to have you. Thank you so much. Anything else? Okay. Any public... I think we'll move on to public participation. There are 3 ways to participate. The first is in person. Second is by calling us at 340-8771. And then also through the website at penfield.org. And I'll ask the town clerk if there's anyone signed up to speak.
No one has signed up to speak.
Okay. Anything? I don't see anything on our website. How about call the phone? Check that. Okay, thank you. And I apologize for my hesitation. This is now controlled downstairs, so I don't have a mouse to look back and forth. Okay. Hearing no public participation, let's move on to additions and deletions to the agenda. Are there any additions or deletions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, great. And then our approval of minutes. These will be the January 5th meeting minutes, which is our organizational meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from January 5th.
And I'll second those.
Great. I will have a motion by Councilperson Ockenden, seconded by Councilperson Draw. Any questions or comments? All right. Would the town clerk please call the roll?
Cinti.
Aye.
Draw.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
3 ayes.
Great. Thank you. I'll ask the town attorney, any petitions?
Have not.
And how about the town clerk?
Have not.
Hoping any? No? Okay. I shouldn't say hoping, but are there? Great. Well, seeing no petitions, we'll move on to resolutions by function.
Advertising for sealed bids for preservation of permanent town records.
So moved.
Second.
So whereas the town records are unique and are permanent links to our past, and whereas without proper care, irreplaceable records may be lost due to ravages of time, acidic papers, acidic inks, usage, temperature, humidity, UV light, etc., and any unforeseen disaster, all of which can threaten their existence. Whereas the town clerk of the town of Penfield has identified the need for permanent town records preservation to minimize the chemical and physical deterioration and prevent the loss of text and prolong the existence of these useful life of records. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the town clerk of the town of Penfield be and is hereby authorized to advertise in the manner prescribed by law for sealed proposals to provide the necessary preservation and conservation to protect the town records from further deterioration. Be it further resolved that the said preservation shall conform to the specifications and services which are available at the town clerk office until 11 a.m. Friday, February 18th, 2022, at which point said bids will be received by the town clerk to be open and read publicly. The town board reserves the right to accept or reject any and all bids. Thank you.
Thank you. I have a motion by Councilperson Draw and a second by Councilperson Ockenden. Is it possible to just ditto this because we're...
I know.
No, just teasing.
I
No,
think I got it.
I'm kidding.
Cinti.
Well, wait. Are there any comments or any questions, further discussion?
I would like to just mention that my staff have been diligently working downstairs with me in the vault to organize all the planning and zoning board minutes to make sure everything is in chronological order, and so it's all set for once, if we do approve a bid in the future, that it will be much easier to get everything together and out the door safely, well organized, and to get them back in a timely fashion.
Go ahead.
And I would note at your goals and priorities, you gave us an extensive recap on that, and so we appreciate that, so thank you.
Right. So just two comments. First of all, thank you to you and your staff for all your efforts around this project, and also just for any community members wondering why we just don't scan them up. Do want to just remind you that New York State does require a hard copy, so this is why we're taking these steps.
And I do want to mention, just to piggyback on that, that we have digitized all those documents as well.
Great. Thank you so much. All right, then please feel free to call the roll.
Cinti.
Aye.
Draw.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
3 ayes. Budget amendment to 2021 in the Library Fund for Gift and Memorial Activity.
So moved.
Second.
So whereas at the library's monthly meetings, the library board recognized the revenue from July through December of 2021 totaling $2,541.34 in the Gift and Memorial Fund for use on operational expenses. And whereas at their monthly meetings, the library board approved expenses from July through December of 2021 totaling $10,947.77 from the Gift and Memorial Fund. So the town board desires to have an up-to-date budget in relation to current appropriations and revenues. So there now be it resolved that the following 2021 budget amendment be approved. In revenue, gift and memorial interest of $541.34. Appropriations, a gift and memorial expenses of $10,947.77. In gift and memorial gifts and donations, $2,000, and in budget surplus, $8,406.43. Thank you.
Okay, any questions, further discussion? All right, we have a motion by Councilperson Draw, second by Councilperson Ockenden. May I have a roll call vote?
Cinti.
Aye.
Draw.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
3 ayes. Authorization for supervisor to sign a license and hold harmless agreement to allow a fence within a storm sewer easement at 19 Stone Hollow Drive.
So moved.
Second.
So be it resolved that the town board in the town of Penfield hereby authorizes the supervisor to sign a license and hold harmless agreement with Jody and Jennifer Roseter. Am I saying that right? Rossiter, owners of property 19 Stone Howell Drive, to permit a portion of a fence to encroach into the storm sewer easement to the town of Penfield located at 19 Stone Howell Drive in the form and substance acceptable to the town attorney. Thank you. I'm sorry if I butchered their name. Thank you.
Okay, any further discussion? All right, motion by Councilperson Draw, second by Councilperson Ockenden. Roll call vote, please.
Cinti.
Aye.
Draw.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
3 ayes. Setting a public hearing for a special permit and preliminary and final site plan approval to allow the construction of a new 4,096 plus or minus dance studio at 1385 Empire Boulevard.
So moved.
Second.
So whereas an application has been received by the Penfield Town Board for the issuance of a special permit and site plan approval pursuant to Section 250-5.9 of the Town Code to allow for the construction of a 4,096 square foot building to house a dance studio at 1385 Empire Boulevard located in this LaSalle's Landing Development LLD zoning district. Therefore, be it resolved that the Penfield Town Board is best suited to act as a lead agency within this meaning of the State Environmental Quality Review Act, SEQR, and the Penfield Environmental Quality Review Law, PEQR, and thus does hereby designate itself as the lead agency pursuant to SEQR and PEQR, and it be it further resolved that the subject application is determined to be an unlisted action pursuant to Section 617.5 of the State Environmental Quality Review Law, and be it resolved that the Town Board of the said Town of Penfield shall hold a public hearing on this matter at the Penfield Town Hall on March 2nd, 2022 at 7 p.m. on this date to consider the said application and to hear all persons interested on the question of the issuance of a special permit and a site plan review to allow the construction of this 4,096 square foot building at 1385 Empire Boulevard in the LaSalle Landing Development Zoning District. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution, certified by the town clerk, shall be published at least once in the official newspaper of the town. The first publication, therefore, to be not less than 10 nor more than 20 days before the date set for the said hearing as foresaid. A copy of this resolution shall be available at the town as prescribed by law. Thank you.
Any discussion? Okay, motion by Councilperson Draw, second by Councilperson Ockenden. May I have a roll call vote?
Cinti.
Aye.
Draw.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
3 ayes. Approval of issuance of a conditional use permit to allow a sit-down restaurant with outdoor dining at 1776 and 1778 Penfield Road.
So moved.
Second.
So whereas an application has been received by the Penfield Town Board for the issuance of a conditional use permit pursuant to the 250-5.10 of the Town Code to allow for the existing site and amenities to be used for a new restaurant with sit-down and outdoor dining at 1776, 1778 Penfield Road, located in the Four Corners zoning district. Whereas the Town Board of the said Town of Penfield held a public hearing here at the Town Hall on January 19th, 2022 at 7 p.m. on that said date to consider this application. And we heard all persons interested on the question of the issuance of this conditional use permit to operate a new restaurant at 1776, 1778 Penfield Road in the Four Corners zoning district. And the public hearing was closed. So therefore, be it resolved that there is this request for a conditional use permit to allow guacamole tacos and margaritas to operate a sit-down restaurant with outdoor seating at 1776, 1778 Penfield Road is hereby granted, subject to the following conditions. Madam Supervisor and Town Board, there was about 10 conditions in this approval, and so be it further resolved, they're listed here, if anybody wants to see them. Be it resolved that the applicant's proposal is classified as a Type 2 action pursuant to the requirements of the State Environmental Quality Review Act, which is SEQR, and there was no environmental review was necessary on that. The Town Board, in granting this conditional use permit, does so based on the following findings. That this location has been operated as a restaurant, The applicant is proposing to relocate his current restaurant business from East Rochester to this location in Penfield to expand his ability to serve his clients. And the applicant's proposed use of the existing structure and site amenities poses no significant changes and will bring a new business that benefits the neighborhood and the town. And this proposal is consistent with and furthers our goals and objectives of the Four Corners zoning district. So thank you. I'm most pleased because this is right in my neighborhood. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I have a motion by Councilperson Draw, second by Councilperson Ockenden. Are there any discussion, questions, comments?
I'll just say that I'm going to reach out to the applicant tomorrow to discuss the liquor license waiver.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And I'll take a roll call vote.
Cinti.
Aye.
Draw.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
3 ayes. Setting a public hearing for an amendment to the zoning ordinance and map to consider rezoning of 1234, 1250, and 1258 Northrop Road.
So moved.
Second.
So whereas an application was received by the Penfield Town Board pursuant to the Chapter 250-15.1 of the Code to amend the zoning ordinance and map to rezone 1234, 1250, 1258 Northrop Road from rural agricultural, 2 acres RA-2, to rural residential, 1 acre RR-1. So now therefore be it resolved that the Penfield Town Board is best suited to act as the lead agency within the meaning of the State Environmental Quality Review Act, which is seeker, and thus does hereby designate itself as the lead agency pursuant to seeker. Be it resolved that the subject application is determined to be an unlisted action pursuant to the State Environmental Quality Review Act, a seeker, and be it further resolved that the town board of the said town of Penfield shall hold a public hearing at the Penfield Town Hall, 3100 Atlantic Avenue, in the town of Penfield on April 6, 2022 at 7 p.m. on this date to consider the application and to hear all persons interested on the question of amending the zoning ordinance and map to rezone these properties. Be resolved that a copy of this resolution is certified by the town clerk, shall be published at least once in the official newspaper of the town, and the first publication therefore to be not less than 10 nor more than 20 days before the date set for this hearing. A copy of this resolution should be posted on the official signboard of the town as prescribed by law. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I have a motion by Councilperson Draw, second by Councilperson Ockenden. Any questions or comments? All right, roll call vote, please.
Cinti.
Aye.
Draw.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
3 ayes.
And we'll move on now to resolutions for community services.
Authorization for Supervisor to sign recreation contracts.
So moved.
Second.
Be it resolved that the town board authorizes the town supervisor to sign the following recreation contract. Katrina Scott, Alberta Drive, Penfield, New York, as instructor for dance and recreation programs for the period of April 1st, 2022 through December 30th, 2022, for a fee of 70% of program revenues. Vouchers to be submitted at the beginning of each month based on seasonal program dates.
Okay, motion by Councilperson Ockenden, seconded by Councilperson Draw. Any questions or comments?
No, ma'am.
All right,
Cinti.
aye.
Draw.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
3 ayes.
Thank you. That concludes our resolutions by function. Moving on to old business. Is there any old business before the town? Seeing none, any new business? Okay, now we are at our second public participation for the evening. Again, 3 ways to participate: in person, by calling 340-8771, or through our website at penfield.org. And I'd like to ask if there's anyone on the phone. Nope, seeing none. Online? Okay. There's no executive session. We'll close public participation. There is no executive session scheduled. Our next meeting will be February 16th, 2022. That's our next legislative meeting. Before I make a motion to adjourn, I would just like to thank PC TV and our facilities staff for their help this evening. And remind everyone with the impending snow to please be safe, drive carefully. And I'll take a motion to adjourn this meeting at 7:22.
So moved.
I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, this meeting shall stand adjourned. Thank you.